The only power that darkness has is in the absence of the light. Period. That is its power, is in the absence of the light. Now, what darkness doesn't know is that it's actually brought to its fruition, meaning we're talking about classic darkness, not negative darkness, just darkness. Mm-hmm. But when you think about the fact that you can have a room full of light, just turn on all the lights, you could do it at home, experiment. You can't bring darkness into that house. If that's so, then the greater principle is the principle of light. And if the greater principle is the principle of light, and all of these principles are not just embedded in our consciousness, but they're the ground of it, why is it that darkness wins?
Because we don't bring the light of our own awareness to the situation.
I don't know, Ellen. I'm asking. I really want, for the sake of the people watching us, I really want you to think about it. I want you to dig into the. If that's the basis of things, and it is the basis of things, that we're happen to be on a planet that's spinning, and because it's spinning, and part of the physical life is connected to the revolution of opposites. We have darkness and light, and we require darkness for our sleep. And the trees need darkness so that they can get busy and produce the oxygen that they need from the carbon dioxide they take during the light. All of those things are requirements of this planet. But if you get outside of the earth, so to speak, then you get into places in where there isn't darkness and light. There's just this light that continually streaming through darkness. So if light is the dominant principle, and it is the dominant principle, why is it that a human being spends time under the influence of, the thumb of, tormenting thoughts and feelings? Why is it that darkness has won the day on this planet if light is the greater principle? I think it's the most important question a person could ask. Mm-hmm. And not to throw it away, you know what I'm saying? To come up with some clever spiritual axiom, But what's going on? I mean, do you get negative?
Yeah, once in a while.
Yeah, right? Here I am, I'm talking to somebody, and I get mad. Mm-hmm. I hear some news, I get depressed.
Or I'm just sitting by myself, and a dark state comes over me.
That's right. Well, how's that possible? Why should a visiting negative thought or feeling be able to take up residence in the heart or the mind of a human being if the true eternal principle, if the invisible eternal, the foundation of things is the light, and it is greater than the darkness, and it was sent into the darkness to change the darkness? I don't care what scripture you look at. Mm-hmm. Why then is it that darkness wins the day?
That seems like the biggest question there is.
It is the biggest question, and the beauty of the answer is that you have to find it inside of yourself. Every person who's listening, watching, person must get to the point where, all right, look, I'm driving in my car and someone cuts me off. I'm at the supermarket and I see that the price of beans has gone up to 52 cents instead of 38, and now I can't make the casserole I was going to for the kids. Whatever it may be, from the smallest thing to the seemingly most extreme thing. Why is it that in a moment like that, a person becomes compromised by conflicted thoughts and feelings if at their very hands exists the possibility of a light that by its presence, by its eternal principle, dispels and transforms the darkness? I'll tell you why. The light has no past. It's everywhere all the time. Always has been, always will be. It's the same wherever it is. But the human being, this nature that we're presently living in, and this mind that has been produced by culture and society over the eons, that this nature of ours requires a past. Mm-hmm. Because it's through reflecting upon who we are, what we've got, how we should be treated, what ought not happen, what should take place. It is that constant activity of the mind as it meets the moment unfolding that turns all of that which is taking place, instead of a celebration of newness, of a refreshed life, which the real creative life is, into a constant parade of comparative thoughts and feelings, mm-hmm. that as we go into it produce resistance, and out of the resistance comes the negativity.
Mm-hmm. So we're separated from the light by the self, the self-image.
All right. We're separated from and we're going to use because I don't want to get too airy-fairy here. We're separated from this understanding of light, because we're not talking about light. We got light on us, right? We're talking about a quality of understanding. Light itself is a form of intelligence. And someone maybe doesn't know that, but it's a fact. Light itself is a form of intelligence at all levels, because it organizes and it acts upon and changes what it touches according to its nature. Light is a form of intelligence. That light, the reason that it is not active in us, has to do with what we give our attention to in the moment. Because the light is present and so is the darkness. What isn't present is the capacity presently to be able to recognize the truth of that and then choose in favor of what we can give our attention to. Because what is my experience in any given moment other than what my attention is on?